Ball teed up. Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And we're underway from Pittsburgh. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Set up. Go.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Well, they took their shot immediately. Would have been cool if they connected, but no luck. 2nd down.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Trayvon Diggs has got it. And the Cowboys have it as he records his 7th interception of the season. So the first drive of the game ends not in points, Brock, but in an INT.
And I get it. Opening drives aren't always going to end up with points or a touchdown. Good thing, though, there's a lot of opportunities left to make up for that miscue and go get yourself back in rhythm and back on script.
Dak off the play fake. His first throw is an interception. Patrick Queen in to pick it off. And the Steelers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. And it's going to be 2nd down.
60 by 6. 60 by 6. Let's go now.
Back to throw now. He's loaded another one up. And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown. Chris Boswell for the point after. And wow, Brock, this one is no good. He has been automatic so far this season, but for the first time here, he whiffs on that extra point. Now probably still mentally kicking himself after that missed point after. He can take a little frustration out here as he kicks this away. Well, we knew it, Brock, and now they know it too. That one was on their defense. 1st and 10 from the 41. He hands it off. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the 44 here on 2nd down. Looking to his fullback now. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Dak out of the pistol. Brought in by Jake Ferguson. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Yeah, here we go.
It's taken in by Lamb. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Second and 6 coming up here. Dak throwing again. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down. Another throw for Prescott. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that'll bring up fourth down. Now Brandon Aubrey will try to knock it through for the Cowboys. It's 44 yards here from the left half. And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And they fail to cut the lead at half. It stays at 6.
Well, there's certainly never, ever a guarantee from that distance, but that's one you'd expect to be in your kicker's range. You hate to have a drive come away with nothing, but that's exactly what happened.
They go play action on first. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
2nd and 10 now. Oh, it put some heat on this deep. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Donovan Wilson picks it up. And the Cowboys get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward.
Now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Juan Thornhill takes it away. Oh, my goodness, Brock. I don't think I've ever seen this back-to-back plays, and we've got back-to-back interceptions.
And I would be stunned here, Kate, floored, if we saw a 3rd in a row right here. It might be the time to remind both of these offensive coordinators, you can run the ball, because these secondaries are locked in.
They'll start the drive with Warren. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. Offense up to the line fast. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Has him on the quick hitter. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Brought down by Deron Bland.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Now he'll throw off the play fake. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. On 4th down, it's Corliss Waitman on for the Steelers to punt this away. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. And they get to this one just shy of the opposing 30-yard line. They've got first down from the 31. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll get it up to the 44. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
And this one does not go far. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Here we go, 47.
From the 46. Hits his running back. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. Second quarter all set to begin, and it'll be Cowboys football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Trying the right side. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Dallas.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Going to the ground again on first. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
From the gun is Prescott. Brought in close to the 8. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
Move the chains! Got to move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
They'll try and punch it in. Reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys tie and can take the lead here in the second. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here with Warren. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Working quickly here.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd down, Warren. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. He's going to throw this one. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Looking for George Pickens that time. So they're left facing a 4th down. Corliss Waitman on to punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And he drives this into the pouring rain. And that kick will get out of bounds without a return. Looks to be a little shy of reaching the 20. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Yeah! Here we go! Hey, kill!
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jump the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. running it after the penalty. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. It was the rookie from Ohio State there to bring him down. Offense to the line for second down. Now Dak to throw. He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete.
It's always nice to see teams still employ a fullback. I love rewarding the big guy with some touches during a game. They earn those looks. That was a well-run route, and he showed some soft hands to bring it in.
Prescott now on third down. Got Lamb, and it's complete. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
First down, here's Dak. Throwing it deep off his back foot. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. Trying to get that one to CeeDee Lamb. So it'll be second down. Throwing again is Dak. Oh no, they get him yet again. Cole Holcomb has it. And the Steelers will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Now Dallas is going to call its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. He throws a bullet to the center. He's got it inside the 10. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside gets the job done.
And he gets a few on the plunge forward. Steelers working with a sense of urgency from the hurry-up clock, continuing to run. Warren. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Steelers get some late points and the lead. So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
The Steelers leaving their offense on the field. We got a 2-point conversion coming up. And he reaches the end zone, so they'll be up to a 7-point lead. Well, it may be stating the obvious, partner. I do that sometimes often, but tight ends, such a mismatch this close in. And no surprise, they win his way for that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it's one of those guys, security blanket. Whether he's designed read or not, this quarterback knows that tight end's a great outlet. Why? Because often they're bigger and they're stronger. Even if they're double teamed, there's still that chance to get that entry pass, like a great post in basketball, and they know how to finish.
1st and 10 from the 41.
Yeah, here we go.
Working from the pistol, Prescott. Trying for the deep ball. And they pick him off again. And the Steelers get it back after a marvelous defensive effort. Well, Brock, it has been a special day for this defense when it comes to forcing turnovers. Big play after big play, and that is their 4th interception of this contest.
Special for the defense and an absolute nightmare for a quarterback. 1 interception, it sticks with you all week long. But throwing 4, he probably wishes he could be anywhere else on earth other than this field right now.
That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. So it's second down coming up.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Throw secured by George Pickett. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
Just how many times do we see teams go to this route? You can go to a Little League field, tell them to, hey, run to the post. It's a playbook staple. And he's someone you could depend on to create space and make catches out of it.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Knowing how our wonderful EA Sports team and director does his job, we're going to see a replay real quick here, Kate, and I want to see that moment of truth, that panic in the QB's eyes. You run that bootleg, you're out there alone, you got to make something happen, or you could take a risk like that, a huge sack for this defense. Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work, and defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front, that's peanut butter, and then you'd like to have some jelly, and that was almost a huge play with an interception.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. They'll try and throw it here. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's a yard or two shy of the 30 before going out.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation could create the big play down the field.
He's got it to his running back, and he'll go out of bounds just short of the red zone. That's a gain of 10, and staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the first instead. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Boswell to add the PAT. And this one, thankfully, not off the mark. He gets it to go. Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. Now Boswell on to send this away. Return coming from the 6. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Pretty obvious, this defense, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
Throwing on first is Prescott. Finds his back complete. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Minka Fitzpatrick in on the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them. And the group up front to find somebody to get a completion so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Second down now, 7 to go.
46.
Working out of the gun, it's Prescott. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So it'll be third down.
Here we go. 26.
Prescott here from the gun. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4.
Kill. 26.
They're going for it. Here's Prescott. That's cut beyond the marker. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Oh, I love fourth downs. It just brings out the very best. And you get to see how you handle the most pressure. And it turns out they handled it pretty darn well. And now they'll keep pushing.
Dak out of the pistol. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? They built this type of lead for themselves because that's actually, Kate, their first sack of the game. And that's why smart front offices and complete teams build a well-rounded roster. That way, if a core component like the pass rush today isn't there, well, the other areas of the team pick each other up.
Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that's going to leave them with a tough third and long.
Yeah, here we go. Let's take. At 47. 26.
Dak now from the gun. Caught for big yards on the right side. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much at training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Here's a quick throw to the left. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. From the 38. He'll check this one down, complete to the fullback. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10.
Yeah! Here we go! Let's take.
Dak off the play fake. Finds his man over the middle. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. No gain on the play, and that brings up a tough decision for them on 4th down. Oh, quick throw here, left side. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. Now they're going to have to buckle down and force another fourth down.
1st and 10, Prescott. Caught by his back. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all to try to monitor where these running backs are. Chipping, are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Here we go, 46.
From the gun is Prescott. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. First time this game they've looked to him. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock. But down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested captures, and he couldn't. You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and get 2 hands on it the next time.
Here we go, 47.
On 4th down, Prescott's a throw. Throw caught by his running back. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Hand off to the back. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
To throw is Prescott. Touchdown, Dallas! All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. And this is recovered by the Steeler hands team. Well, the good news is, still a decent bit of time left. Maybe a little quick on the draw to dial up that onside kick.
Yeah, you know what happens, Kate, in these moments, right? We've been doing this for a while, and you see my brain just going to overdrive, trying to peel back the layers as to why you would make that decision. And ultimately, I think it's because you don't trust your defense against this offense. That's a big risk to take. And now, unfortunately, you've set this offense up for success.
He was looking DK Metcalf's way there. So 2nd down coming up.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
And it's a nice game, but they needed just 1 more yard to move the chains. Offense in the hurry up here. It's Warren on 3rd down. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That one gains 7. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Ask for a little bit more on that one. That's that running back to come up with more than he's used to on 3rd down. He made it look like just another day at the office. I wouldn't expect every conversion to go as smoothly. He sure made that one.
They did it! He made the interception! Trayvon Diggs has got it! And the Cowboys have some new life in the 4th!
This is a time that the communication upstairs from the booth, Kate, down to the field, it starts to get just a little bit hot. These eyes in the sky, they've got to help this quarterback try to see the field, because right now, with the 3rd interception, man, he is killing his team.
They'll run here on 1st down. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They'll take that every single time.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Another carry for him. In the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
2nd and 10 now. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Looking to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Prescott will look to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Here we go. That's it. 47.
He's back to throw. He has the first over the middle. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Going ground on 1st and goal. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. That brings us to the 2-minute warning in Pittsburgh. Cowboys down by 7. Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's 2nd and goal. Quick throw left side, complete. And in for the Dallas touchdown. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean in his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
That one right down the middle. And the Cowboys tie this game at 21. Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. Continuing to move past the 45. And what a hit there. Ouch, she faced the price for moving the chains that time.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Pass taken in by Freiermuth. Big gain, 14 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Setting up to pass. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
Well, I think the defense coaches in coverage, breathing a sigh of relief. There was space right there. If that throw came 1 second earlier, that was going to be 6.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down.
Let's go now. Go.
He'll look to throw it. And no luck there. That throw falls to the ground. No luck finding his receiver that time. So they're left facing third and long.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting a completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Throwing now. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Timeout taken by the defense. Their second. Still one more in their pocket to use. They're all set up for the game winner. Let's see how they approach it, starting with this first and goal. Warren. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Steelers working with a sense of urgency from the hurry-up clock, continuing to run. Back to throw. And they break the tie as it's caught for a touchdown. What a call, what a catch, Brock. And that's the play that should win this game. Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent in through the rain. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7. Now Boswell on to send this away. And they won't return this, so with the new rules and because it hit in the landing zone first, the touchback will only come out to the 20. They're out and set, first and 10. First down, here's Dak. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr.
I don't know how many you could have next to you, Kate, that have been in this spot before, okay? I have thrown 5 interceptions in the game, and happened to be a rivalry game back in college. It was one of the most humbling, horrific experiences of my life. Please, Coach, take this player out. We do not need to see another interception added to his ledger.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And a timeout's called. We'll have likely just a final play. Only 6 seconds remaining in this one. Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Wow, they're going to pass it here. He's going deep this time. They did it. He made the interception. And the Cowboys were looking for some kind of miracle at the end. They nearly got it, but this game is over. Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steelers.